I don't know where the heck I was. I tried to place a little bit the other day, but threw up my back. In fact, let me check some real quick. So, if you hear a lot of pain in my voice, that's why. There's a little trick you can use to help with stiff back pain. So, like on Friday, well, it started on Thursday. On Thursday, I tried to move something and I heard my back make this little noise that when you hear it, you know that's your back trying to tell you to stop whatever it is you're doing immediately. Because you're going down a road of pain and regret. So, I stopped and took it easy. You know, I'm 48 years old and I'm out of shape, and I was 650 pounds for like 40 years of my life, or not 40, like 25, 30 years of my life. I was morbidly obese. I still am, but I'm working on it. So Friday, I go down to the mission where they do like a food giveaway in a way that you just kind of like walk down some aisles and pick what you want based off of where you're at on the list. You know, like are you an A, B, C, or D? Like I'm an A because I'm like a one-person family, so you can on the wall or there's like a little note that says, you know, like A2, B0, C0, D3, you know, something like that, where it tells you how many of each item you can have from each area. So as I'm walking around, I lean over and I pick up something and I hear my back make a double pop, and I realized I was screwed at that point. So I hurried up and got home, got everything unloaded as fast as I could before the inflammation hit, and then sat down, and then that's when it sort of started sinking in that I was screwed. So yeah, that's what I've been putting up with ever since then. Every day has been last 2 days has been just one painful day after another, and trying to sit up is almost impossible. And I found that once my back stops hurting as much, if I kind of relax and lean forward and I just kind of remove as much tension from my body as I can, it will cause my back to pop, and that will ease the pain by letting whatever it is that's in there out. Whew. But I think I don't know if I started on this or not while I was, like earlier or what's going on, but it looks like I was making bags of concrete. So I needed xenoferrite oil, ore, and mineral rocks. So I think, and then we had all the things that are going on right now, like in California and all across the country. That, that's technium. Okay, so that's what I was working on. So I needed xenoferrite, and there's some there and some there. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go this way. Yeah, I don't know if I filled this in last time or not. I know I filled it in. Let me see. I'm gonna go down to this end. Now let's scan from. Oh, crap! That's not what I wanted to do. I can't get back up there. There we go. Okay, let's see. Let's scan here.
technium, ignium, lava cave. I was kind of hoping that there would be. Is that Xeno? No. This dark area here, this is mountain. I don't want to dig into mountain. Maybe. I guess I'm going this way. Don't have enough. See, I thought when I looked at it, I thought it was ignium, and I'm like, oh, got some right here, no problem. And then so I sent some down, and then it got there, and I was like, oh wait, that's not what it wants. It doesn't want ignium. It wants the other red colored ore. What do I got here? Okay, that was the leftover. Yeah, see, here it is. Ignium. I think that's ignium. Going to bed?
Huh?
Bed?
Well,
Sorry about that, I had to mute it. I live in a house with another person. My dad, he might be adopted, but he's I think what I'll do is I'll use this ignium to start work on when I unlock the ignium capsule things. I'll use it for that. No, I guess I'm going out here. Probably, I guess I'll use this one here, so I can bring this one down and then across like that, and then up. So because I'm using these here for this. Okay, so I think that was the one. Ooh, there's even more. Yeah, I think it. I don't think these two lava caves were here, were they? They may have been. So. I was also thinking about playing other games, like streaming them just for fun. You know, like I've got a Logitech GeForce wheel thing that I was gonna get the mounting kit this month, but I ran out of money, so that's not gonna happen. But what I do is I just kind of clamp it to my desk, and then just kind of hope for the best. Okay, so there's the Xeno ferrite, and I ain't gonna dig a friggin' hole for the next 10 years for this. So. There it is. But at least my dog finally shut the hell up. He had fleas, so he was barking constantly. And I thought it was just him being an asshole, because he is an asshole. But no, he was fleas. So that's fun. I'm gonna see how much of this stuff I can fit in here. I think I can fit it all in here. Yeah, cool. Okay, I think I don't want to dig out like a giant area if I don't have to. Looks like I need to go a little bit further on this. Okay, it looks like it goes to here. And then this is the space before. So it's there. This is an empty spot. So, and I'll go across here. So I just want a one spot gap around it. Looks like that's going to give it to me. Probably have to go get that xenoferrite ore later. I don't know how much. Okay, I think that gives me, yeah, cool. So that gives me all of that area. And so I'm going to need 2 spots for the 2 spots, 2, 3, 4, need at least 5. So there's 1. So we're going to do 4 more. Extra stuff in my inventory. Like these, I understand because I picked up some belts, and these, I guess, more belts that I picked up, but still, it's kind of annoying to have all that stuff in here. I should probably make that. Like, I don't want to run. I don't want to run these all the way from over there to over here. So I probably should make. Mm, so I have to decide. How do I run power? There's a power pole, right? And then transformer small. Transfers 5 megawatts per the foundation. Right, let's just go and make 10 power poles. So we have 4. Okay, so there's a power pole. There should be wire or something, right? How do I? Is it this? Is it? Okay. Where the? So where's the water? Like, where's the cable? Do I need to unlock a cable? It's an office table. I'm not going to be sitting out here drinking. Oh, here it is. Handheld's power lines. Really? Well, at least you need 2 wire coils. What if it has a maximum range? Oh, it does have a maximum range. not gonna really worry about line placement right now. I just want to get the power over here. Okay, now I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never used. I always just ran foundations out there, but I really don't want to do that this time. I'm gonna try doing something different. Now here, I'll probably run. See, this one I'll go ahead and run down here. I probably won't use all of those foundations, so I'll pick up the ones that I don't use and replace them with dirt. And yeah, I don't have that turned on. Just turn it off. Okay. Do I have freight elevators already? Looks like I don't. Yeah, I don't know how long this is gonna last until my back won't let me sit here. So far, I'm only experiencing a little bit of pain. Kind of like what? Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna go to have this come out just a little bit, so I have somewhere to put this on top of. See, I like to put it right here, kind of like on the edge, so that when I place this, see, it's running along the side. And then when if I place the double, the line 2, then the second belt can go just right along the side of the wall. Pre-place this right here. So I'll have the. We'll go input here and input. Just walking around in the house so I can wake up my bed sleep issue. So I got the looking at the OBS, see kind of like what's in chat, which is nobody. I don't really expect anybody to be here until somebody accidentally finds me. And even then, who knows? This may go nowhere. I may just be, one of those guys that makes a bunch of videos and then just kind of vanishes because didn't really go anywhere. I have a lot of plans for what I'd like to do if I should ever become a big YouTuber, and that's I want to do things that nobody else does, which is I want to help other people. Like I want to. So instead of just, becoming one of those guys who gets huge and then they just hang out with their friends, or online friends. I have kind of like two classifications of friends, but they're both equal, separate but equal, whatever. And like I have people that I know, like I can go to their house right now and hang out. Most of them don't want to hang out because they're at work. I'm disabled, so I can't really do much of anything. Let's go with 4 for right now. I don't think it's really going to use. Of course, I don't have. Really? Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's definitely not going to be going out that direction. No, let's go ahead and add two more. Those craft. Watching a video today by Gamers Nexus talking about how there are these devices that are kind of made and then abandoned within even something before a year. And I'm like, why would you guys spend all this money? Like, how much money do you need to make before something's profitable? In fact, how much money is enough? Like, right now, just think about it. How much money would you need to receive either in a year, like every year, or as one lump sum to live comfortably, to have kind of like what you want within reason? Like, you're gonna get a house with this money. Like, let's say you have like a small family, a couple kids, whatever. You're gonna get you like a 3, 4, 5 bedroom house. You can use the money to that you'll be getting will cover all of your basic living expenses, your utilities, your mortgage, your property tax. All you'll have more than enough to cover all that. Like, how much is that? How much is you get yourself a car. Once you get all the major things, you just need to maintain. Maybe you get, like in my case, I'd get me like an F350, F450, so I could use it for work. What limited work I'd be able to do, which is not very much right now. Oh, damn it. I would say maybe 200 grand a year. So maybe, maybe that's too much. Well, yeah, like let's say I got 250 grand every year deposited directly into my bank account, with enough money in addition to pay the taxes on that money as income. So 250 plus a secondary, 250 plus someone pays those taxes for me. So every year I get 250, and then someone else, the same place, pays the taxes on the 250. So I get to keep the 250 and do whatever I want. That would be more than enough to make me happy. Because then I'd pay the tax on the property, and then I'd have probably like 100 grand left after all the taxes and all that kind of stuff is taken out. I could do whatever I want with. I would be extremely happy with that. But like even like $1 million, like I got $1 million every year, and you know what? I'll pay the taxes on that. So okay, so that's in the way. Dang it. Let's go ahead and remove. Nope, because now the inner ring will be in the way. So now if I won the lotto, like that's a different story. I could live a whole new way of comfort. Like I would develop like the best AI enabled house that's ever existed at this point. I'd have a DGX server in there. Those things cost about 600 grand. I only have one because I'm not gonna go crazy. I'd love to have more, but I'm only gonna have one. I could do really cool YouTube videos with it, like like a Linus Tech Tips kind of thing. Like it's like, oh, today on the DGX server, I'm gonna try doing XYZ, and then it's like a week-long content farm of just cool stuff that you could do with a DJX. So if any of you rich NVIDIA guys out there want to send me one and a home to host it, I mean, they are a little power hungry In fact, if you could throw in like 20 of those solidium, however it's pronounced, 122.88 terabyte SSDs, that would be awesome because then I'll have plenty of space to run all the virtual machines that I want to run. Because I feel like one of those could pay for itself if you used it properly. Like, let me ask ChatGPT something because it's good at doing this stuff, and you can't take everything that ChatGPT says as accurate, but you know, you can ask it common things, and it's usually what is it? World. I'm looking for the one I like to keep my chats separated. Now, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT if I had a DGX with fully loaded, how much money would it cost me to run it 24/7 with it being under full load around, let's say, 70% of the time? Oof. Man, that. Wow, really? Industrial power's cheaper? Hmm. So it is looking at probably $1,500 a month to run for cooling and all that other kind of stuff because it's a power hungry beast, and that's with 70% load, between 800 and 1,500 a month. So yeah, and I would rent it out. Like, I'm not going to be using it all the time. Like, there's no way I could. That thing, I get bored easily with things. I like something. I get interested in it, and I'm interested in it for like as long as I can get find something to do. Like, I played Ark Survival Evolved for like almost its entire lifespan, and then a good chunk of time after. And that's because I had friends, and I was doing stuff like I was trading dinos with other people, and buying and selling, not for money, not for real money. I've never in my life paid for a dino. I have friends who did, but I never did. I did, however, take the dinos that they offered me and bred them and sold eggs or babies or whatever. And okay, what was I doing down here? What was I looking for? Oh, belts. I need belts. Are these? Oh yeah, these are yellow belts. Let me go ahead and grab some of these. So yeah, like I was been playing with the text role playing bots, like the text chat bots, and I'm already kind of getting bored of the role play aspect because there's not really much for me to do. So now I'm kind of in the world building aspect. So I've switched my focus away from role play to sort of do world building, and I haven't really found a bot yet that can really, well, not a bot, they're a large language model, but I haven't really found one yet that can really like maintain it the way ChatGPT does as a service. So I'll probably just end up at some point paying for a plus subscription and just kind of going from there. Okay. I wanted to go this way. Fun thing I get to do though here soon is I get to spray fleas across my whole house. So, anyways, I'm not going to be using that thing 24/7. So, I'd probably just rent out space on it. And I think that after about a year or two, me renting it out will pay for the device. Because right now it's like $8 an hour to rent eight GPUs from fuck, I can't think of the website. And I was like, what I could do is I could just offer like some sort of people who do code development. I could just offer them free access to this system, which is significantly more powerful than what you can rent. Like, you're not renting these things, I don't think. I don't think there's anybody just renting you a DGX, And I'm going to give them full control, or not full control, but full access to it. So I'll set them up an account, and I won't keep anything on it that I care about. So if they trick me into letting them access it in a way that they can do nefarious things with it, I'll just terminate the agreement and move on. Come on, stop with the jumping. I really hate that it does that. We're gonna go down. Perfect. Oh, that's annoying. There we go. There. Alright, now I just have to make the power lines. I'm not sure how to do that. I'm about to find out. Okay. I think I may have accidentally. Okay, if I run down there, that's gonna take forever. I'll just run down here. Oh. Yeah, there's my ignium. And on the bright side, if I run out of ignium down there, I can just send some down there. Here's a box. I'm gonna go throw some. See if it's got any room. Okay, it does. Throw that in there. In there. In there. Sometimes I wonder if some of the muscle cars that this AI voice comes up with is. Oh, that's the other thing too. I would use a DGX to create AI videos, like the kind that you see online with like an ape or something. Like it's like talking about how it's like, oh, I just found me a bag of these mushrooms that I got from underneath a pile of cow shit. It's like, it's obviously what he's eating. He's eating psilocybin mushrooms. I think it's psilocybin. I've only had mushrooms like once in my life, and that was like years ago. It was awesome. And I'd love to do it again, but kind of expensive. And they tend to frown on it. Like if you want to continue to receive any sort of benefits from the government, we know how they just want to kick everyone off of everything because they all have a hard-on for hurting people. Like, they can say whatever they want. They can say, we're just trying to save it or whatever. And it's like, no, you just want to hurt people. That's all. You enjoy hurting people, and you if not you personally, but not the person listening to this, but anyone who thinks that poor people like myself are scamming the system by getting benefits that we earned. You know, I'm on disability, so I actually had to work. You know, you don't get on disability from work just because you were, you know, give me some money. You know, like, that's not how it works. Do I need to turn this on? It's grid stats. Okay, so it's not seeing. It's not seeing. Yeah, it's not seeing a low voltage grid. So. Okay. So I need to make. So that ignium that I have coming in will be useful now because I need to make a thing. So it's either that or it only. Yeah, I'm gonna try to find out. I didn't look up anything, so I don't know um, how the high voltage, low voltage works. I want to try to figure it out myself, and then if I can't figure it out, I'll look up a video. And man, has AI music gotten like really good? I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I was listening to some songs that I just told it like I can play them because you know it's AI music, so it's not copyrighted. That says I can't use it for commercial use because I don't have a subscription. But my problem is the subscription. Now, these are very vague. I think it's done intentionally. You can use the songs you make commercially if you have a subscription. But it doesn't say you own them. Like I guess you own them. No, hold on. I have the website open. Let me go to SUN. Ah. I have 50 credits again. So you get 50 credits 24 hours after or sometime after you use the last one. And I kind of want to upgrade to a full one, but I need to wait to see how much money I'm going to have left. So let's click upgrade. And let me pull this window out. And now I'm going to go to. So I don't have. Okay. Let me go. I'm going to go window capture. Oh, wait, no. I don't need to do that. I think I got one here. And I'm going to capture sudo AI music. And then, there we go. Can I... Let's try this. That was me goofing around with a song earlier. I was just kind of curious about. Okay. So you see here it says that if you subscribe, now this isn't an advertisement. I'm not getting paid by them. I don't get paid by anyone. I mean, I have like 27 or something like that people who have my channel, and they don't actually watch anything. I think most of them are either dead or bots. So it says you have access to the latest and most advanced 4.5 model. You get 2,500 credits, up to 500 songs. Refreshes monthly. Commercial use rights for songs made while subscribed. Now, you can read this one of two ways. At least so as far as I see. Commercial use rights for songs made while subscribed. Now, does that mean as long as I have a subscription, I can use them for commercial use? Or does it mean while I have a subscription, any songs I make, I can use because I had a subscription, so now I can use those specific songs that I made for commercial use. So any of the songs over here that I made, like Ashes of Tomorrow, when I was kind of just playing around, I don't get to use those. Like, I got a subscription, so do I have to remake those a second time? Yeah, because it only gives me access to 3.5. So I guess I would just rerun them and just kind of hope that it sounds the same, because it sounds amazing. Like, let me see if I can. Let me see if the window capture. Capture. Here we go. Capture audio. Cool. I'm not gonna play very much of it. I'm kind of curious. Like, one of my things I would like to try is making a bunch of songs on a commercial, the commercial account, right? If I click monthly, it goes up $2. I'm willing to pay that just to try it out. I don't have whatever. Let's click subscribe and see what it. Well, just in case it accidentally dings me. Let's see what it says. Okay, so yeah, $10. Now let's see what it says. If I click yearly. Okay, I'd have to pay $96. $96 a year, which honestly is not that bad. Especially if I got just all the credits all at once. Oh shit, I didn't mean to close it. I think I got a message asking me to verify. I'm not gonna do it though. Yeah, is your link code verification. I'm not doing it. Okay, where did the... Cool. So it looks like you get kind of like, it says stem extraction. So hold on, I guess I have. Let me hit F5. So it says stem extraction. What I'm guessing here from what it's doing is that. Oh, that's kind of cool. So that you could fully edit your songs and everything. Can you imagine being an AI musician? Like, wow. That is cool. Do they let you with a with a pro plan? Okay, so hold on. Oh, okay, so that's what that does. I thought like you just uploaded it up like to an 8-minute song, and then it would break down that song and split it up for you into drums, bass, and vocals. Because if it could do that, that would be a game changer in music. Like, can you imagine? Like, you just take a Metallica song, because Metallica is the only band I really think of when I think of music. Not because it's the only band that's worth listening to. I listen to Metallica, Megadeth, Judas Priest, Dio. I listen to Tupac, Biggie, Run DMC, Master P, Was it Master P? Yeah, I think it was like one song he made that I liked. I listen to anything. I don't even listen to country. I listen to Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton, um, the Beatles. Like I listen to anything. And when I thought like if you could upload like an 8-minute song, which most songs are about 8 minutes, and then have it break it down into individual areas, because eventually AI is going to get so good that it is able to listen to a song or scan a song, and then recreate each section. Because it can hear the drums, it can hear the bass, it can hear the vocals. It could literally remake a song once it gets to a certain level. I think it could do it now, but what would end up happening is that they would be sued into oblivion with the ability to basically break down a song, even though it would be extremely useful for musicians to take their like if they had, let's say like recently Nirvana's according to the internet, a fire had erased like their whole back catalog that was stored on master tapes in a storage unit on the lot of the fire that was created by the King Kong exhibit thing. I can't remember the name of it. It was like Universal Studios, maybe, is what I want to say, or WB, something like that. And it just destroyed. Nobody talked about it, but it was on the internet, so it has to be true, right? Whole just catalogs of people's stuff gone forever. But if they could take a CD or even a cassette and digitize it, run it through the system, have it take however long it needs, which would probably take a while, depending on what kind of processors and GPUs they have available. Strip it down into its basic components like drums, vocals, bass, etc. And then they could, recreate those songs and remaster them the way they want. I mean, that would be amazing. Hell, even if you could do it for private use only, you could never use it for commercial, and if you redistribute it, anything you redistribute it on, basically the original artist gets the money. Like, that'd be great. But so in my library I have a bunch of stuff that I played around with. I was trying to get it to do sort of in this Nightmare Cradle, I was trying to get it to do like a song that sounded similar to Inner Sandman, but I couldn't get it to do it. But the idea is I like to go through and I like to break things. Like, I like to take something that was designed for one thing and try to make it work for something else. So like I was in the original, when I was downloading large language models originally, I was, I'm going to go ahead and tell it to start making this stuff that I need. I need one of these and one of those. I'm going to put all my generators going that way, so. So on this, before I get distracted too much on a tangent like I just did, I need pipes. And then I'm going to get rid of those. That there. So I don't know what that noise was. But it says that one boiler per... What the heck is that noise? Hold on. No, it's still streaming. Okay, I got the desktop audio muted. It's the window capture. Right, it's not playing anything. I'm just curious. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit because I don't want it being too loud. So it is working. Anyways. Cool. Okay, so first thing I need to do is I'm going to need to have so we're going to have this come through here like this. That's going to be the inputs for the coal or whatever you want to call it. Is this the boiler? I think this is the boiler. Yeah, because there's the output and here's the panel. I don't like having things where they're too close, so I'm going to do it like that. And I'm going to have one input on the back end. And according to this, I guess you just take... Oh, you gotta be kidding me with this. I hate that it does that. Okay, hold on. This is 5 wide. That should do it, right? Like that, right? Where does the water come in? Oof, that is irritating as shit. Okay. See, I always thought this X here meant that you could not do input-output on this, but I don't know what the X means. Okay, I am going to have to... That is really irritating. Place that there for now. Okay. Should take care of the water. I don't have any ignium. I wonder why it's not. Oh, because it's not. Wait, is it ignium? So it won't take. Hold on. that's interesting. Maybe, maybe. Oh boy. Why isn't it? What am I doing wrong? I thought it was duping. Requires water. Okay. Do. Oh, I think I know what it is. Hold on. Why isn't it taking water? What's going on here? So that's got power. Okay, yep, that explains it. Okay, so when I placed this, it was surrounded by these, so there was no water able to go in. Now I've got two areas blocking it, but I think that's more than enough. No grid connection. Okay. So I'm gonna need. Oh no, I forgot to. Hold on, hold on, hold on. There. My bad. Alright. So for some reason I saw that stupid window open. I'm still new to this, so I screw up sometimes. So I was having issues with this not sucking water. This was constantly saying it had no water. And what my problem was is that I had built out this so I could walk around here and place things. And when I placed it, I just made a hole and placed this down so it wasn't detecting water. But when I removed these, it still didn't detect water. So I had to pick that up, put it back down, then it was detecting water. And then I just made a simple ups and over and then in. Now, so let me see here. So maybe this now will connect. Find out. No grid connection. Okay, okay. Wait for it to make that. Okay, now let's check grid stats. So it's generating power. Now, I'm going to go all the way down here and see if putting a transformer here will power something down there. Oh, I can't wait till I have the jetpad unlocked. Jetpack unlocked. Not seeing any ores coming in. Oh shit, I don't need to send that up there. I can just send it over here. Like right here, it's already connected. No, never mind. Okay, so that's coming down and it's hitting this plate here. And this is coming up and it's going out, but I don't see any ores coming in. I see the lines are connected. Yeah, still no power. Let's see, does it detect? Okay, it's not even detecting. Alright, let's try something else. I'm going to make one more of these. If I can't use it on here, I'll just make no grid connection. There. Now it says there's a grid connection. Okay. Now, does it detect? Aha! Now it does detect. So, does it only go in and not out? I guess maybe I'm using this incorrectly. There must be some other thing that I'm missing. Alright, so instead of... I hear him in there watching various videos, and he's not sick. He's not. He's a legal resident, so he's not here illegally. But everybody has a right to their opinion in the United States, and while I don't agree with some of it, I just, do what I preach, and I just accept it. Okay. I guess what I'll do for now is just run a generator. And I fell off this. Maybe, you know what, instead of I don't have that ability right now. How do I? How about this? I will. I got these two empty boxes here. I'm not doing anything with. So I'm gonna do that. We're gonna fill this with ignium. And, oh no, I can't. Okay, I got to think about this a little bit better. We're gonna do. Okay, so I need to go get parts. I need plates and some rods. Oh wait, no. I've already got ignium right here. Wait, I think I could just. Okay, now the ignium is down there, and I have to run it this way. Ah, not over here. Because this is where all the stuff is. I think I'm going to switch. I think I might switch to like a different game. Like today I'm playing this. Not all day, but a good amount of the day. Maybe the next time I stream it'll be Call of Duty or Forza. Or if I can ever get it working right, the Gran Turismo 5 or 6 from the PS3. Played via emulator, which I've seen videos of it. It looks amazing. Okay, nobody's here. I haven't done much down here because I'm still trying to figure out where I go from here, and what I need is blocks of concrete. I always think it's funny they're talking about what people voted for, and they'll say something like, "We didn't vote for this," and it's like, "But you voted for the guy who's doing it, so you did vote for it. You looked at two different candidates, whoever they may be, and you went, I want that guy." Okay, that guy has promised to do these horrible things, but he's probably not going to do it to me. He's just going to do it to them. So it's okay, because as long as it's not me personally affected, I'm going to vote for him, because he's going to get those dirty, dang other people that I don't like. And then he gets you, and then it's like, oh no, that's not what I voted for. Why am I talking like a Texan? I voted for me to get better jobs and stuff, not to get screwed over. Like, well, I mean, you voted for that. That's what you get. I don't know what to tell you, partner. Maybe you should have voted for the person that said that they was going to make your life better, not the guy who promised to make your life better. Now, there's no guarantee that the other person, whoever it was going to make your life better, or that person could have done the same thing that the current guy's doing. people say that they have a valid, in my opinion, complaint where they say, well, you know, the other guy said he was going to do it too, but I thought that this guy was more likable, and I'm perfectly fine accepting that people vote for who they want to vote for. It's a freedom that you have, but at the same time, you got to accept the consequences of your decisions. Okay, I need rods, so let me just follow the rods back to where they are. Cause see, I only got like a couple stacks, if that, and I don't want to be picking them up, so I'm gonna follow these rods back to where they come from. Yeah, boy, go back to where you came from. Yeah, get these rods. Okay, so these are coming out of here and out of here. So, oh, here we go. Let's go ahead and grab that. And the funniest thing is that now you got Canadians going, yeah, we need to leave Canada and become part of the United States because America's awesome. As like, do you not understand that he lies all the time? Just constantly. He lies about things you don't have to lie about. Boy, those are spicy. Okay, for now, because I don't want to run lines across. I want to run power poles. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and put 2 boxes. Let me craft 10, 5, 10. Oh, shit, no. No. 5, 10, 5, 10. You hold down shift, it crafts all. Or 100, something like that. No fall damage. Whee. Alright. So here's what we're going to do. Or what I'm going to do. Or however you want to look at it. You can come on this journey with me if you want to. Here's what we're going to do. Fuck it. Let's just say we. Who cares? We're going to have these. We're going to have this one go input. This one go input. We're going to have this one go output. Output, output. Alright? And then to kickstart the generator. Alright? Now. We'll follow this road so it's easier to get back over there. I'm going to make one of those. Oh, another box I left is probably full of random garbage. Yeah. It'd be cool if there was a tool to pick up boxes and move them. Oh yeah, they're taking their billions and they're going somewhere else. Okay, so we've got for fudge sakes. Haha. Okay, there we go. So, while I'm waiting, let's go. Just make. Because I'm going to come right back over here. Okay. Just going to sit here and wait. Yeah, okay, so while we wait, I think AI will get to a point where it'll be able to take a song. Let's say you have like an old song that was like on a cassette, you really liked it, but it's crackly and poppy and, you know, crunchy, kind of makes that noise. Maybe there's pieces of the song missing. Maybe it's an extremely rare recording of a song. Let's go with that. Let's say we have a reel-to-reel copy of a song that was never finished, but it was, it's a good song. You would like to hear it, but unfortunately, the reel-to-reel tape is a little messed up, and
When you play it, you risk every time playing it. You risk,
breaking it more. Like, it's really fragile. So you risk one time digitizing it, and then you could just listen to the digital file. But again, the song's incomplete, or maybe it's got a piece missing out of it, and you know what that missing piece sounds like because maybe you made the song. I don't know. So you digitize it, and you only have that one copy. So you process it through an AI who scans it however many times it needs to scan until it has completely broken it down into, drums, bass, guitar, vocals, whatever else, tambourines, cymbals, whatever you got in there, whatever aspects of the song, and you play it back and you're like, it's a game that sounds exactly like it did in the other recording, except now you have something you can work with. And then you take that audio, and maybe you're not an instrument, maybe you're just me, and you don't know any musical instruments. You just like music, and you want to try to you break the song down individual parts, and you're like, I can make this a little better because I know what I like, and I don't really like this 100%. I like it 75%. So maybe you just tell, the AI, you say, replace male vocals with female vocals, but I want it sung in an aggressive, heavy metal kind of song, like let's say you could even tell it like the female version of, let's go with Metallica, James Hetfield, because it's the only one I could think of his name. You say, I want it to be sung as if they were James Hetfield, but in a female voice, a haunting melody sort of voice, or whatever you want. So it processes the audio, and then it gives you another track of vocals, but now it's female vocals. Hell, maybe even you say, maybe even like the let's say it's what do you call it?
let's say it's Enter Sandman, the example I used earlier. Let's say it's Enter Sandman, and you're like, okay, I want male vocal on what do they call the part? It's the main part of the song. It's the part that's sung. The part that's you know not the chorus. The other part. Verse? Is it verse? I don't know. Anyways, you say I want the chorus done female vocalist, but I want the original male vocalist to do the main parts of the song. So now you get this cool like mix up of a female and a male. Maybe you use real people's names. Maybe you're like, I want who's a female? Hold on. Let me get like I know who I'm thinking of, but I can't like think of their name. Let's type in female metal vocalists. How about you say you want who's this girl? Oh, here we go. Lizzie Hale. Or is it Lizzie or Lizzie? Let me click on her name. Yeah, Elizabeth May Hale the Fourth. Oh, born in '83. Wow, she's only like 5 years younger than me. Let's say you want to have her do the chorus, the in betweens of the main song. And, you know what? I'm tired of trying to guess what. What are the different parts of the vocals of a song? Song structure. Here we go. Lead vocals, backing vocals, pre-choruses, bridges, intros, and outros. Okay, so you want the lead vocals done by James. You want the backing vocals and choruses done by Lizzie. And now you have same song, but now it's been completely stripped of the original performers, and it's being done with AI synthetic versions of the performers. So it's kind of a remake. So it'd be kind of like a cover song. But our problem is right now is that we have a I'm trying to think of the right words because someone will find this in like 20 years and then call me an idiot when I'm dead, and I won't be able to defend myself. We have a system right now that says we have like a 2-tier system. On one side, if I spend the next 10 years learning how to play guitars, drums, bass, and whatever else you need to play Enter Sandman, and I don't master them, but I play them good enough that I could recreate the song, and maybe I sing it, but I'm terrible at singing, or who knows, maybe I'm good at singing. I don't know, I've never tried it. Other than in a car driving down the road by myself. That's called a cover. But if I process it through an AI, and I have the AI do all of that work for me, because I'm too lazy, and I don't have 10 years of life left to do all that for one song, and then I have it do it, that's copyright infringement. And to me, it feels like it's the same thing. And it feels unfair. Like, I think it should be open that if you want to do that for your own personal use, and you're just playing it to listen to yourself, maybe you listen to some friends, that should be fine. You can't sell it. Maybe you could even put it on YouTube and be like, this is what I did, and you can do it too. This is how you do it. Isn't it awesome? Come on, you should try it. It's cool. All the cool kids are doing it. That should be allowed. Under like a fair use or something. But like if I can do it myself and put it on YouTube and it's fine, then I should also be able to do it with an AI and put it on YouTube and it should be fine. And you just can't monetize it. And if you do monetize it, 90% of the revenue or whatever goes to the original artist, and then you get the rest. Like, or maybe you have 50-50 or whatever the rules are for covers. Like maybe you do enough songs and you redo an album and then, maybe you get yourself a license. I don't know.
How you do it? But yeah, it just seems like it's unfair. Is this thing done yet? Because I was alt tabbed. Okay, good. It is. Nope, no, it isn't. Still, we're almost there. Come on, you can do it. Go, 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 and it's done. Cool. All right, now I'm gonna run back over. Where are we at? So I need to go over here. And I'll come back here and pick up my stuff. So yeah, I think music will get there. It may already be there, and they're just holding back the technology due to lawsuits. I don't really know. Okay, so we're going to take this. And that. That should keep this going for a good long time, because this is only running these, and it says, according to this, it's only using 20 kilowatts, and it's just barely using any power. But that's probably too because these drone miners aren't doing much. Okay, now let's go back over here, and along the way I'll throw all those dirt clots and stuff. One of these days I'll make the incinerator, and I'll just have a chest that I throw incinerator shit into and get rid of it. Whew. Yeah, I am tired of shit. One time this guy, he goes, "You ever notice that white people like to yawn like really loud and then say shit?" I was like, "We don't like to do that. That's not something we do." And then one day I like yawned really loud and I went, "Oh, shit." And I'm like, all right, maybe we do like to do that. Maybe. Also, what's the infatuation with Generation X drinking from water hoses? Like, I don't get it. It's not fun. It's not something we did because we wanted to. It's something we did because we had to. We had to drink from water hoses. How else are you going to get water? Is it going to be like 20 years from now they're going to talk about how millennials and Gen Z used to drink from water bottles? Because now everybody drinks like from a thing. I don't know how they're going to drink in the future. All us old people going, back in my day, we didn't drink from no gosh dang teleport water bottle bullshit. We used to drink from a water hose. It's going to be excessively funny. Can't wait. Like, I mean, of course, it's going to mean that I'm almost done in life, and it sucks. I really wish I would have spent more of my life. Like, I wish I would have realized early on in life that you kind of only get this one, and then once it's done, and there's really no bonus time or extra lives. You need to take care of yourself. Like, if you're overweight, right? You are literally, and I know you've probably heard this because I did constantly, but you are literally losing years of your life because your body will take such an abuse from being morbidly obese that it will reduce your lifespan. Now, maybe in 40 years, they'll have the cure-all pill that, like, oh, hey, you have congestive heart failure. Take 3 of these. You're going to take 1 today, 1 tomorrow, and 1 Friday, and then you'll be fine by the end of the month. Maybe they'll have that. I don't know. Now we're going to remove Y. I hope they do. It'd be fucking fantastic. But I just somehow doubt it. Because even if they did have a magic pill or magic shot or whatever that gave you your 20, 40, 60 years left, they're not going to give it to me. They're not going to give it They're not going to give me the magic pill. They're going to tell me to eat a dick. They're going to say, oh, you need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Well, that's what it is. You wasted your life, and now you have to live with the consequences. Because that's their answer to everything, is bootstraps. But have you ever tried to pull yourself up by a pair of bootstraps while you're standing? That's why I think that's one of those stupid terms that people say and they need to stop. You cannot pick yourself up by bootstraps. If you could pick your, like, okay, imagine it this way. You're standing on the ground. You kneel down. No, you're not standing. You're on your back on the ground because you've fallen over. And you need to pick yourself up by your bootstraps, right? So you're laying on the ground and you grab your bootstraps and you try to pick yourself up. Nothing's going to happen. It's a stupid phrase. It's a stupid phrase said by stupid people who don't care about you or anyone else. They only care about themselves. They literally, this is how they would like this is how they would like the world to be. They would like you, a person, anybody listening to this, they would like you to spend 16 to 20 years of your life going to school so that you can get a job, preferably for them, a low-end slave wage job where you make just enough money to survive, but not enough to live. You know, and the difference being that, shit, I didn't want to make those. I'm gonna make them anyway. Oh wait, yeah, I did. I want to make some. And the difference between living and surviving is one of them, you have a life, and in the other, you do not. You just kind of exist to make them money. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier, like, how much money is enough money? How much money do you need to be happy? That's not the way this needs to go. For me, 250 grand a year, I'd be perfectly happy with that. I mean, right now I make like 15,000 a year. That's what I'm making now. That's not very much. And you got, okay, so they want you to work 20 years of your life, going to college, maybe 25. You know, maybe you get a PhD or a master's degree or something like that. Then they want you to work 40 years of your life for as little pay as they could pay you. Like, if they could pay you less, they would. It's like unemployment. Unemployment is, this is the base amount of money that we are allowed to pay you, that we are allowed to get away with. And I know, I worked for 25 cents a mile because I was told that you're just starting, you have no experience, we pay for all your training, so this is what you get. You get 25 cents a month. And I did that for almost a year. I worked at Swift Transportation. I drove an FLD something or other. It was a big boxy nose semi. It was a great truck, loved it. I would get another one today if I ever had the money. Okay, so now I'm here and check. Come on. I hope this is correct. Ooh, look at that. We are making bags of cement. Bags of cocaine. 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12. But yeah, that's what they want. They want you to work your fucking ass off for the rest of your life. Then, then, here's the best part. They demonize you for getting the benefits you've earned. They tell you, oh, you should be able to live on what you've saved. Yeah, hey, jack off. Not all of us have the money to just save. I'm gonna have to make more of these. But for now, it's fine. That was a lot of work for a bag of cement. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to expand this. Because look, it's either that or we have to upgrade. Let's try upgrading. How many did I put here? I think it's 10. So they want you to spend 20, 25 years of your life in school, 30, 40, 50, even 60 years of your life working for as little pay as they can get away with. And then, in your twilight years, they want you to live in a trailer park, or just an old folks' home where you could go there and die. Isn't that great? And meanwhile, I heard stories that back in the old days, they had strong unions and people were able to buy houses, and they could afford the mortgage payment because the mortgage payment was like 25% or whatever of their salary. So technically, according to the bank, they could afford it. And it's like you can't even, like, even with a full-time job making minimum wage, you can't afford a house. You can't afford a mortgage. You can't. There's no way. You're gonna have to $550,000 for a freaking house in Dallas. What's the rental out there? Like probably like $4,000 a month. You're gonna be spending most of your money that you make working your job paying just rent. You're gonna have to have a roommate, and that's what they want. And you got idiots out there like Ben Shapiro and Benny Johnson and Candace Owens, Anna Kasparian, who I know it's odd putting her in there, but lately she's turned a right winger, so you got to put her in there. Yeah. You got those people out there, and they're like, oh, you just need to get a better job, and you need to get a good job. Working at McDonald's, that's for like kids to get their start in the workforce, and then they just work there to get experience so they can get a better job. And I'm like, this isn't a role-playing game, okay? You don't do the low-level quests so you can get the high-level quests. That's not how real life works. This isn't 1972, okay? You don't go down to the local like shop and become like a what do you call it? Soda jerk. You don't go in there and become a soda jerk and like deliver Pepsis or Cokes or whatever to people. Okay, this isn't 1970s, 1980s, or even 1990s when houses were inexpensive. Houses are owned. A huge majority of houses that are empty are owned by big corporations and people just trying to keep them empty so that they can boost the value of those houses so they can then eventually sell them. According to ChatGPT now, again, it's ChatGPT, it can hallucinate. It can't lie to you because a lie requires motive. If it tells you something that's inaccurate, it's just inaccurate. It's not a lie. They call it hallucinating. I just call it being inaccurate. And usually if you just tell it, I think you have that wrong because I was told this, it will search Google and try to find out whether I'm wrong or it's wrong. And usually it's wrong, and it corrects itself. It said that company... I'm going to get it for you, because I have to wait for these to like give me a good amount of these things before I start with the next phase. Okay.
According to ChatGPT, Blackstone slash Invitation Homes owns 80,000 single family rental homes. Many of these are in Atlanta, Phoenix, Charlotte. I believe that's North Carolina, but whichever state you think of, that's the one it's from. And parts of Florida and Texas. After going public in 2017, Invitation became the largest landlord of single family homes in America. Why is a company owning 80,000 single family homes other than to make money? Companies don't exist to do something good for you for free. They exist to make money for the people who own or have shares of that company. American Homes for Rent, AMH, owns 55,000 homes. Tricon Residential, a Canadian firm, owns tens of thousands of U.S. homes, mostly in Sunbelt states like Texas, Arizona, and the Carolinas. And other players, J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Premium Partners, and even Zillow briefly have all bought or flipped homes as investments. Now, see, flipping homes as investments, that sounds like that's fine, because you're taking a home nobody's living in, or maybe they sold it cheap. I think it's the company I Buy Ugly Houses is the one that was doing it. And then you fix them up, and then you resell them for profit. Like, that seems like that's okay. Now it says, why is this a problem, right? Artificial scarcity. These firms buy up starter homes that working families used to afford, and then rent them out at above market rates. The goal isn't housing people, it's profiting off housing scarcity. So what they do is they buy up these houses and then they leave them empty. Unless, you're willing to pay $8,000 a month for a one-bedroom apartment that basically is a studio that they've renamed to a one-bedroom in New York. There was a video that I saw on a little TikTok, and it says, "This is my one-room apartment in New York City that I pay $3,000 a month for." It was literally a jail cell-sized room. It had just enough room for a bed, maybe a dresser to put your TV on, or maybe a desk. No bathroom. It was literally, you could just call it a prison cell or a storage unit. It says these lobby firms against these firms. Okay, I was misreading. These firms lobby against tenant protections, rent control, and vacancy taxes. And that's where I'm getting to. They benefit from laws that treat homes like stock portfolios, not basic shelter. A stat snapshot. 1 in 7 homes in some metro areas were investor owned. 40% plus of all rental units in some regions are owned by entities with over 1,000 properties. In other words, corporations. Now, the solution some cities are considering is limits on corporate ownership. Cap the number of homes a single entity can own. Vacancy/hoarding taxes. That's where I'm getting to. Right of first refusal for cities or nonprofits, transparency laws, and bans on bulk purchases. Let's see. Now, I think what they should do is they should say, for every 12 months, for every year your house is empty, you will pay 5% tax per month. So if your house is empty for, let's say, six months out of the year, in 6 months it's rented, they charge you 5% vacancy. No, let's get rid of that. For every year that your house is empty, you will be dinged 5%. So 2026, you get a 5% surcharge on top of normal property tax. Then, here's the good part. Next year, 2027, you were charged 10%. 2028, you were charged 15%. It keeps going. If you want to be stubborn, it'll go to 120, 130, 150% tax after 10, 15 years. I don't care. We have there was a percentage that I saw that said something like people, there's
like 20 empty houses per one family or something like that. So let's see, empty home to homeless ratio. Here we go. I was a little off. Ratio of vacant homes to people experiencing homelessness in the U.S. is roughly 28 to 1. That means for every one person who's homeless, there are 28 houses that they could be living in. We don't have any excuse for having homeless people. I live in a shed, and I'm very grateful that it only costs like $400 to $500 a month. It's like $400 a month for rent, and our electric bill sometimes gets to like $500, but that's like during the winter, or when we have a heat wave. So there's no excuse. It's because people are holding on houses. So 5% next year, 10% the next year, 15% the next year. I mean, they have it in Vancouver. They charge a 3% on top, and like if you have a $550,000 house, your property tax is like 0.0125 or something like that, 0.02%. You add that, or it's like 2% rather. You add that 3% on there, it goes from like a $6,500 bill to a $30,000 bill in 1 year. And I'm perfectly happy with that. If you got a house, you got a family living here, your own family, like you own this house, that house down the street, and they're all family members living in it, that's fine. But if you own like 20 houses and 18 of them are empty and they could be rented, but you're not going to because you think if you just wait a few years, that price will go up, fuck you. You could be renting that out to people that need it, and you're the problem. How many bags do I have here? Ooh, almost full. So I'm making what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold on, here we go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So I get about 20 every pass. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Yeah, so I'm getting 20 out of 10. So it's 2 bags each. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. 2 bags each. Yeah, 2 bags each. So I could put another couple on here, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. What was it that I needed for concrete blocks? Cement, gravel, water. So there's the cement. There's the gravel. And then the water I can just get. So, how many of these can I make? Casting machine. Let's go 9, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, people can't afford houses because businesses and scam house flippers and all these people own them, and it really sucks because when I was a kid, I remember seeing a house that said it was in the low 100s, and I was like, what the fuck does the low 100s mean? $100,000 for a house? Are you guys high on drugs? Now I'm thinking, man, you know, $100,000 ain't unreasonable. I mean, like I've heard of families that got houses back in the '60s and they paid like $50 a month in rent, which was basically their mortgage. And those houses today are worth like $2 million. So the value will go up, but it seems like we allow all these things to happen by voting for people who don't give a shit about us. Hold on. How come I can't replace this? I'm supposed to be able to... Oh, okay. Yeah, I see why I can't replace them. These are crushers. Those are crushers. I can't replace them. Thought I could. I think there's a level 2 crusher though. I'll learn it next time. Now, the reason why I need these bags made is so that I can make Science Pack 3. You need concrete, machinery parts that I've already got made, and Fermera light bulbs. Which all I have to do is buy a cargo ship until it starts sending stuff up. Okay. So I like to spread my stuff out. So I'm gonna put I'm gonna have I spread these out really far because what I like to do is in the event that like I need to branch stuff off and go that way, I can just go ahead and connect to existing lines. I don't have to try to move things around. Okay. Okay. So I don't need to connect water to these edges because this lets you plug in water no matter which side you want. Oh yeah, add the ego cast to that list of fucking Trump shills, Republicans who cheerlead the Trump administration as he destroys the country. Alright. Let's go ahead and put this here. It's easier with these things if you do it like this. Okay. Don't bother connecting to that end, you don't need to. I used to go straight down and then under, but that doesn't work. At least it didn't work for me. No. If this come across like this. In case you're wondering, you just hold down right click to Change the orientation. I may connect. I may connect here going across though. Okay, I'm gonna pick this one up and that one up. And then we'll go. Like that. I bet there's a way to copy paste, and someone right now is like watching this video going, just hit this button! Okay. I think I will, just to help with the... I'm gonna do... Oh, for fuck's sake. I hate when I do that. I'll stretch my back a little bit.
Oh no. Oh, I haven't been muted all this time. Oh, thank goodness.
I've had 2 views. I bet somebody popped up and then bounced. Somebody was like, this guy's boring as shit.
Actually, that'd be funny if one day I'm ranting about some political thing. I see like 18,000 people. I'm like, what the fuck? You know.
Let me see. Participants. No, it's just me. Say it was just me here. Probably when I like hit F5 to refresh once, probably counted me as here a second time. I'm under no illusions that I have a following. I'm mostly streaming this because I can't cheat. Because then everybody, it'll be on a stream showing me as having done that. So. not doing that. It's oh, it is annoying. I can't get up there. I really, really, really hate that. Okay, we're gonna clear that one, and that one, that one, that one. Like, I like how Ben Shapiro said, you know, don't expect to retire at 60 because you still got plenty of life left in you because you 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 have an expected lifespan of almost 90 years, so you still got 30 years that you could be doing something productive. And I'm like, you hear yourself? You are in an air-conditioned room. You never have to worry about anything. Ooh, God, I hate when it does that. I freaking hate it so much. Holy shit. All I wanted to do is just... Yeah, like, do you hear yourself? Like, at all? Like, he would never expect his parents to work until they're 90 and fucking drop dead greeting people at Walmart. Okay, that's a fine job if you need the money and you like talking to people, and it's what you got to do. What you got to do. But you shouldn't be forced to do it. It shouldn't be something you have to do. In fact, here's my belief, and I think I've said this in another video, but I don't expect anybody to watch those other videos, so I'm going to repeat myself a lot. I think if we can agree on certain aspects of government, we can agree that the government doesn't make anything. It doesn't create. Ooh, son of a bitch! I just want right there. That's it. Fucking Christ. Anyways, we can agree that the government doesn't make money. I mean, it can make money, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't provide a service like where you a transactionary service. It doesn't make lemonade.
It doesn't produce something that you can buy, other than patriotism. That's different, right? And we agree that the way it gets its money is by people paying taxes. That it has um, a vested interest in everyone working, because when you work, it gets money from taxes, which they then use to fund the government. Therefore, you are the I don't think it's product, but maybe the word product, but you're its money. Like, you're the one that generates its money, so it should provide for you to help you be able to make more money. Therefore, creating itself more money. It should provide you food, shelter, transportation, if in forms of buses and public transportation, and healthcare. That should just be something that's provided by the government. You know, and it doesn't have to be the best healthcare on the planet, but it has to cover things. Like, if you get cancer, whether or not you die shouldn't be dependent on whether or not you have enough money to afford chemo. There was a guy just recently, it says in an article, that a dude died because he couldn't afford his inhaler. A 22-year-old man had to die because he couldn't afford an inhaler. How are we okay with that? How is that something we're all fine with? You know, I'm just gonna fucking put that like that, so I can place all damn. Like, are we really okay with people dying because they can't afford an inhaler? I'm not okay with it. And if you're okay with it and you call yourself a Christian, you are not a Christian. Your God has said that you need to take care of those who can't take care of themselves. And no saying that, well, if they have, they need to just make a good job, and that's not what your Lord has said you need to do. Your God says that you will take care of those who are hungry, those who are sick, and those who have no shelter. You're supposed to take care of that. And since the government is made up of us people, then the government should be taking care of those things. I don't care if you think that people are lazy and that they want to be homeless and they want to be without money and they like it because, all this other stuff, or they're drug addicts, so they don't deserve your kindness because they do drugs. Well, okay, but God didn't say help them if you think they deserve it. He said help them. And people who hoard money for no reason other than just to have it, like, let's use some of the most rich people. Elon Musk, for example. Elon Musk, according to the internet, if I understand this correctly, he doesn't spend his own money. He takes his stocks in Tesla, and he gets a loan and uses those as collateral. And then he takes that money, because it's not income, it's a loan. If I'm understanding this correctly, I may not be. He uses that money to do his lifestyle. And then he, I guess, uses the interest or some legal trickery to repay those loans by paying just the interest, and then that somehow gives him a tax break? Like, if you're ultra wealthy, you never spend your own money. And according to the internet, they all do it this way. But, and there's things that they do that, if we did it, is called fraud. But they're doing it, so it's called good business. Like,
the guy that killed that healthcare CEO. That was called murder. But a healthcare CEO denying claims to people who need them, who deserve them because they've paid for years into the system, that's called good business. That's called increasing your profit margin. That's saving the company money. That's not murder. Even though you wrote, you had an AI created that allowed you to more effectively decline people's claims, but that's so Luigi Mangione allegedly killing some healthcare CEO. That's murder. Healthcare CEO killing tens of thousands of people by denying their claims. That's just good business, guys. And you're a communist if you disagree. You can call me a communist because I don't care. You know, I don't support that guy getting murdered, but sometimes, according to a movie that I once saw, a Western, sometimes a man needs killing. And if you think about it, it's really the Republicans' fault. Wait, Zach got no power. Do I have no power? Nope, that one's green. This one's red. That one's red. Red. Why are all these red? Why are... Okay. Why is that one red and that one red? It's water's coming in. Oh, I wonder if it's just not pumping water. I don't know. If these things stay full of water, I don't care. No, there's no water in this one. Why is there no water in this one? Oh, wait. I think I know why. No, okay, that one has 60 water. That one has 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 60. 0. Okay. I was incorrect on this. So when you set a recipe, let me try here. Okay, no recipe. X here, X here. But when you set the recipe, X here, no bueno, but bueno. So I'll just take that out, turn that into a plus. There. Okay, so whatever. It'll just be weird. Not gonna worry about the other end right now. If I extend it out that way, which I probably will, next video or two, then I'll worry about it. Alright, let's get this connected, because all I really planned to do was to get the concrete blocks made. Okay, for now, just in case I want to extend this out further. fucking stop with that? This is why I hate it so much. Where is it? Oh, it's a key binding. Okay. I am so tired of the auto jump. No, that's not what I wanted. Wait, let me remove that one first. Okay, that doesn't do anything. Page up doesn't do anything. Oh, fucking thank God. Alright, what's we doing here? Okay, so I got my concrete factory going, and now I can... next one I'm gonna get... we're gonna work on bringing Thermalite down and setting up a robot factory so I can start sending robots up for sale, and then bring the Thermalite down and start upgrading doing that task up there in the top right corner. But I am worn out, and it's been 2.5 hours. Didn't have any viewers, but that's okay. Yeah, there's no way. If I go to participants, just me. It'd be cool if somebody did show up, though. I know somebody did on Twitch, but it was always like some scummy ass scammer. But yeah. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could probably put a few more, which I probably will. We're down to the green era, so it's going to be kind of like setting up the green, maybe doing some more power work over there, maybe put like 8 or 10 and just leave them off until I need them, because it'll say strayed. Right now I'm not even really using, I guess it's using all of the steam, but the low voltage grid itself is not. Oh, wait a second. Okay, no. Maybe I gotta make some batteries too. What do we gotta do to make a battery? I don't want to see what the battery looks like. Yeah, I don't think I've unlocked the battery yet. Oh, I'll find out. Anyways, if anybody does come along and watches this, thanks for watching if you make it this far. I will hopefully stream this again tomorrow. And until then, thank you very much.